Hello everyone, how's it going? Today I'm going to go over how to effectively solo Corp using the stat draining method, as well as efficiently killing the dark core that he sends out. So Corp is a monster that has high level stats all around, and the only way to effectively solo him is to drain all of his stats using the special attacks of certain weapons. If you have some money, you're going to want a Dragon Warhammer, Arclight, and BGS. If you can't afford the Dragon Warhammer, an Arclight and BGS will work. However, the kills will be a bit slower and you'll take more damage over time. So I recommend the Dragon Warhammer if you can afford it, but if you can't, it's okay. You can still do it without it. And for the gear setup while you're doing the specs, you're going to want to have good magic defensive gear. You can wear range armor while you're doing the specs and then switch to your melee armor when you're doing the fight. But if you want to avoid just switching armor all the time, Void or Void Elite is a good way to do it because it provides pretty good magic defense while still giving you the 10% accuracy and damage boost. If you have a Dragon Warhammer, you're going to want to pull off 4 specs and then 12 Arclight specs and then 300 plus damage with the BGS specs. If you don't have a Dragon Warhammer, you're just going to use 18 Arclight specs and then 300 plus damage with the BGS specs. If you don't have a Dragon Warhammer, like I said before, it is going to be slower and you'll end up taking more damage, so just be prepared. And ultimately, you don't even really need to do 300 damage with the BGS. If you are max or close to max, you can afford to do less than 300. However, I'd say 300 plus is a pretty safe number to go by, especially if you are lower. If you want to take basically nearly no damage at all, I'd probably say 400 plus is a way to go. But with 300 plus, honestly, I can get by with eating just a few pieces of food. So after you've used all the special attacks and you're ready to start fighting Corp, you'll need to have a spear in your inventory to use. Samurakian spear is best in slot, but if you can't afford that, I'd say Githan spear is probably good to use. And you just start attacking him. Throughout the fight, it should be pretty easy. You shouldn't take any damage, assuming you did the prayer draining properly. But if you do, you can always use your BGS spec throughout the fight to continue lowering his stats because he will slowly gain his stats over time. It's not enough to worry about, but I like to use my BGS specs randomly just to keep it lowered. And while you're fighting Corp, if you hit a 32 or greater, there's a 1 in 8 chance the Dark Corp will spawn, or it will spawn randomly while fighting under 1000 HP. The cannon setup is what you use to help take care of the Dark Core, but to be honest, the cannon rarely ever does anything for me. So I just killed the Dark Core myself. It's very simple to take care of it. Whenever the Dark Core spawns and jumps towards you, you want to stand one space over, and the moment it lands, you want to immediately attack it and then immediately run away. If you do end up killing it, it should jump and then disappear in midair. And if there's no ash on the floor, that's how you know it's gone permanently and you can continue the rest of the fight without having to worry about it. If you don't get the timing properly and you kill him and he dies while on the floor, he'll leave an ash pile behind and that tells you he can still respawn. So just make sure the second he lands, you immediately attack him and immediately run away. And if you one-hit him, he should jump and then die in mid-air. If you don't one-hit him, just reset and then do it again until he dies. So that's all I have for the guide. Thank you very much for watching. I hope it was helpful, and good luck with your kills.